Hey there, fellas. By chance, are you one of the few people in Project Zomboid that live out in the wilderness in a cozy cabin in the middle of the woods, far, far from the undead terror that has engulfed Knox County, but always found the survival there in vanilla quite a hassle or even boring as all hell? Well, one thing's for sure with Project Zomboid, that's there's always mods to improve certain things in the game. And today, I'll be trying to expand and improve on certain parts of the wilderness survival with some mods. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, where do I even begin with this? Oh, right. So let's say you arrive at your now forever home in the middle of the forest and all that traveling and whatnot has done a number on your stomach. And you're all hungry. So you think to yourself, how about I cook myself a meal? You enter the cabin, and to your probably not surprised face, you see an old oven that requires to be fueled by wood. So you just say whatever and go out to chop a few trees down. And suddenly, as you're doing that, your axe breaks. Now, in vanilla, you will be foraging and scrambling all over the place looking for chipped stones and branches to slap together a little horrid stone axe that will just be about broken in just a few swings. But with a little mod we enabled called Renewable axes, we don't have to go around the whole forest daily looking for stones and branches to make another axe that'll break after chopping a single tree down anymore. Now, instead, all we need is a hammer, a knife, 2 stones to make a whetstone, a saw, and some knowledge of carpentry. With this knowledge, you will be crafting new handles and sharpening your dual axe heads back to how they were in their prime condition. After you're done with all that stuff though, we can finally get back to making ourselves a meal. Well, that was a nice meal and all, but we can't just, last too long with just tons of food and all that stuff we brought here. We got to be self-sufficient. Farm, forage, trap, and now with the help of a mod we installed called Immersive Hunting, we can even track down animals and hunt them with rifles, shotguns, and even spears. First thing you have to do though is find traces of said animals somewhere out in the forest and track it for a while. After you're done tracking the said animal, you can finally take aim and blast them. After that, get your knife ready and get to butchering that animal for its meat, leather, and bones and whatnot. Well, we did get a lot of meat out of it, around 6 big chunks of them even. And now you're asking, what the hell will I do with all this meat? So, it doesn't go to waste. Well, that question brings us to our next mod, Food Preservation Plus. What this mod does is that it gives you many ways to preserve your food, like making homemade canned food, smoking, or salting meat. It's perfect when you're living out in the wilderness, basically. For now though, let's focus on the smoking meat part of the mod though. Anyway, so what I gotta do here is actually pretty simple. Basically, I'll prepare a small portion of meat to be smoked, and after that, I add more and more meat to it and cook it slowly over the campfire. And after a while, it'll be finished, and all that meat we gathered is not gonna spoil anytime soon. Of course, there's many more features to this mod than just methods of food preservation though, like being able to brew ethanol to craft some vinegar with, or to use as fuel for the generator, or be able to make a biogas refinery and use stumped mush of food to turn into biogas to make yourself some propane. There's many more crafting recipes and features and all, but I would like to keep this short and simple. Okay, sure, now we get the whole, food preservation thing out of the way. We don't really have to worry about food ever rotting away or running out, right? Wrong. Now, I know it isn't easy to run out of food, but let's say you do run out at some point, and you have to resort to eating some unconventional meals, like insects. Now, as far as I know, insects alone aren't all too nutritious, so, my candle characters just, make a damn salad or stew out of them. Are they stupid? Well, with a nice mod called Insect Recipes, your character gains a half a brain cell and realizes that they can make meals out of insects, which is pretty handy if you need food in a pinch. I think we're done talking about all sorts of cooking and all the food related stuff. I think we should be fine talking about something else now, like the light. Now, let's say you bring a flashlight all the way here and you run out of batteries and all that stuff. What do? Make a damn torch. That's what. This will come in very handy in long term since, batteries don't really grow on trees. So, we can't power flashlights all the damn time now. And if this isn't your style, or you just don't like carrying around a blazing stick all around the forest, there's another nice mod that'll solve the whole battery problem. And that's hand crank flashlights. So you don't require a battery. All they require is a little bit of wrangling to charge it up and it'll work just fine until it, of course, runs out of charge again and is needed to be cranked once again. It's a really handy dandy tool to have on you at all times, even outside of wilderness. Okay, now let's talk about some quality of life stuff to improve your quiet long life that won't be having too much happening, so you might as well find ways to entertain yourself. With this mod, you are given many new activities to do during all the downtime you're given. This works especially well in the wilderness since you will be mostly spending your time inside your humble abode after you're done most of the chores and tasks and whatnot. Those activities including playing checkers, solving Rubik's Cubes, reading the Bible, and playing Russian roulette. What could possibly go wrong? Now, it really isn't my smartest decision to save essential stuff for the last now, right? Should have started with this in the first place, but really, it's never too late. Introducing Essential Crafting Mod, you'll get a lot of crafting recipes to be able to do such tasks as carving out bowls out of logs using knives. And with high enough levels of tailoring, you will be able to knit yourself a cozy little sweater, a backpack, boots, and many more essentials for when you're out in the wild. Now, I want to mention this before I end this video. These are sort of just breadcrumbs for what's needed out there in the wild. You'll need many more stuff than what I just mentioned here, and there's a mod list with all the good stuff I didn't talk about here. That mod list being Realismus cristosmus. This mod list also contains some of the mods I talked about here as well. It has all sorts of mods that try to add more realism to the game. Some of them seem to also work very well with the whole wilderness survival thing I was going for here. So be sure to take a look and check out some of the mods you might like. Anyway, with that out of the way, this is all for the video today. Hopefully you found it entertaining or useful. I will be very thankful if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Anyway fellas, it's time for me to say goodbye. I wish you all a great day.